Meet Daku Podcast. We are the change we desire to see in this world. If you won't change, you have to be the change. We are looking for 3 more hosts to join our team. If you have a message for the world and would like to be a part of the hottest new podcast and media network rocking the podcast world right now, join Daku Podcast and Media Network. Looking for a little exposure? Allow IHEART Enterprises the opportunity to share your brand around the world. We will work with you to develop a package that fits your budget. Contact IHEART via email and schedule a consultation. Crewpodcast 2023@gmail.com. We are the change we desire to see.
Are you tired? Are you tired of the burden of past finance? Are you tired of the burden of past financial mistakes weighing you down? Look no further than BHG Credit Solutions, the industry leader in credit repair. We understand the challenges you face: charge-offs, late payments, bankruptcy, and those daunting student loans, but don't let them define your financial future. Here at BHG Credit Solutions, we've got your back. Our team of dedicated professionals specializes in turning credit adversity into opportunity. We'll work tirelessly to dispute inaccuracies, negotiate with creditors, and to develop personalized strategies tailored to your unique situation. Our proven track record speaks for itself. Countless satisfied clients have seen their credit scores soar.
Blessings, everyone, and thank you for joining me this evening on my podcast, Take Your Life Back or Power to Live for Your Purpose. I am Gloria Anderson Littlewalker, the doctor of getting it done. Here is where your life will be infused with positive enlightenment and move-aheadedness. And yes, that is a word. There will be fascinating guests, Girl Get a Grip chapter reviews, phenomenal money-making opportunities, and giveaways. You never know when, so tune in every first and second Thursday at p.m. Eastern Standard.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to my podcast, Take Your Life Back, Power to Live for Your Purpose. I'm Gloria Anderson Little, and I am here to make your life a better place to be. And I have wonderful guests that are going to be coming on my podcast. And I must say, this is my maiden voyage. This is my first podcast on this network, and it is wonderful to be here. And I have a wonderful guest, awesome guest. But first, I'd like to do what I do, and that is open with some words of wisdom from the Bible. And the scripture says, "Let the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, my strength and my Redeemer. Amen." Greetings to everyone. And I want the things that we talk about and the things that we say on my podcast to be something that can be a changer for your life, something that will catapult you into another realm of success. And tonight we're going to do just that. I have a wonderful, illustrious guest, and that none other than Eric Allen. And Eric is going to be with us. Hi, Eric.
Hey, beautiful lady. How are you?
I'm great. And I'm very glad to have him here. He has a very busy schedule because of what he is going to talk about this evening. And yes, I'm putting it all in your lap because you are the person who has been here, who has done this, who is doing this. And I don't want to miss anything or skip any steps, I should say, of giving people information about this wonderful opportunity that we're in. And people are saying, okay, what are you talking about? Well, I'm going to do this. I'm to segue you into this. This is what I'm going to do. I want everyone to see this. It may be backwards, upside down. Well, there you go. There you go.
That one too.
That's right. Only way to go. Only way to go. And tonight, I really wanted to get into some things. We're always talking about we want things to be different. But as the founder of this podcast, this platform says, if you want something to change, you have to be the one to change it. Because if you wait for someone else to do it, it will not happen. I'm encouraging people to get involved, to listen, to truly listen, and to find out, okay, maybe this is something that I can do. And if it isn't, I will make a statement that I heard Eric say maybe 2 weeks ago. You can wait till it gets started and then you can do it. Then you can do it. And I said, that will not be me. No. Because Scott said the other day, one of the founders, he said the other day, you're going to be in one of two groups. You will either be in the wish I had group or sorry I didn't group. Is that pretty close to what he said?
I wish I would have, or I'm glad I did.
Yes. I'm glad I did that. Well, I'm in the I'm glad I did place. So I'm not going to prolong this any longer because Eric has a lot to say. And he is going to let us know what he is going to talk about tonight. Eric, take it away.
Well, thank you so much, Gloria, for having me on. You're such a blessing to so many. Yes, my name's Eric Allen. I live here in Zionsville, Indiana. That's why I talk a little funny. I got a wife. I got 4 kids. I got a dog. I got a lot of traditional businesses. I'm busy like many of you, right? Gloria, you ever heard the old saying, if you want something done, ask a busy person? Because
absolutely,
busy people usually tend to get more done. So I've definitely been way too busy the last few years. But a dear friend of mine gave me a phone call about 7 months ago and just said, there's something that's pretty disruptive that I'd like for you to take a look at. And at the time, I was literally working 15-hour days and trying to coach my kids' sports and be a good husband and all that good stuff. But
wow,
I've learned to just be open to opportunity. And after a while, I said, okay, John, let's see what you got going on. And he told me about this Transact card. And friends, at the end of the day, it's really, really simple what we're going to do. We're going to show American households how to double their buying power. Now, Gloria, what I found is just about everybody I reach out to says, really, tell me more. Because here's the brutal reality. We are living in what some would call the most prosperous nation in the history of civilization, but we have over 100 million Americans that have way more month left over by the time their money runs out. I mean, in real terms, barely living above the poverty level. Inflation's corroding the spending power. So when people hear that, they say, tell me more. And what Transact Card has done is they have brought a disruption to the banking industry, to the e-commerce industry, even the charitable giving, the fundraising industry that we'll talk about later. But we're going to show people a way to simply pull this card out of their wallet instead of all their other credit cards. Let's be honest, a lot of them have become really gimmicky in what they give you.
Yes.
A lot of people have debit cards that don't give any real value other than just take money out of your checking account. And when people use this Transact card, we are going to give them a 1-to-1 dual currency that we call Z-Bucks. And that's just like a coupon. Think of it like an old school coupon. My mom used to go into the grocery store. She had her big folder full of coupons and she'd use it on all the stuff she wanted to buy down. And it's real simple. You go out, Gloria, let's say you have to get $70 of gas. You decide to use this debit card. Notice there it is. See that Visa logo? Visa doesn't just put their logo on anything.
No, they do not.
They vet you out. And you swipe that card for $70 of gas. You get 70 Z-Bucks. Gloria loves to stop by Starbucks every morning to get her expensive Frappuccino, and it costs her $7. I'm just kidding. But in that scenario, she's going to get 7 Z-Bucks. She pays her groceries. She pays her utility bill. She pays her cable. She pays for whatever. And
Right.
then the question you're probably all asking yourself is, Eric, Gloria, what's this Z-Buck? What does this whole Z-Buck do for me? And that's where Transact Card is building their very own e-commerce platform called Z Club. Now imagine millions and millions of your favorite products that you would normally get at an online retailer, an offline retailer, Amazon, wherever. Just imagine if you could use those Z-Bucks to buy down your favorite items. Maybe they're shoes, maybe a
Yeah.
blouse, maybe it's a expensive purse. And you can use Z-Bucks to buy those items down 30, 40, 50, 60%. So you see $100 pair of your favorite shoes. They're $100 everywhere else. They say they're $100 on the Z Club, but you can use 50 Z-Bucks to buy that shoe down 50%. You just say $50 on one purchase. Now, Gloria, the best credit card I have in my wallet is my American Express card. It gives me 3.5% cash back. That's assuming I remember to pay it off at the end of the month, which I usually forget. And then they whack me with a huge APR interest rate.
Yeah.
On that one item, I just say $50. Now imagine that same concept of a lot of your favorite items you want or need to have, and you can use Z-Bucks to buy those down at the lowest price. And how did we get those Z-Bucks, Gloria? All we did was went out and bought the things we had to buy anyway, right? Now,
Absolutely.
let's talk about the real power of this ecosystem. You know, we're basing it off this new buzzword within the banking arena called FINMO banking, or financial momentum banking, showing
Yeah.
people a way to stretch their dollar as far as possible. The real power in my mind, what gets me really excited, show the single mom how to use Z-Bucks to buy the diapers down, buy the formula down, you know, family,
Absolutely.
big family, get some of the items, sporting goods that, you know, you probably couldn't afford otherwise. So that's the essence of what we offer. We have FDIC insured community banks that are our partners. We've got minority owned banks are a real central part to our ecosystem. And, you know, again, what makes this card different is you're getting real value in these Z-Bucks. If anybody's got credit cards out there, I would challenge you these days, figure out, how do those airline miles really work? Because Gloria, I have like 1 million airline miles, and then I take like one trip to the West Coast and they're all gone. And it took me a lot of money on that credit card to get all those miles. Or the
Absolutely.
hotel, it's just become real gimmicky. And in fact, the SEC, if you're following Congress, is passing some legislation to really limit what credit card companies can do to lure people into those high interest rates.
Yes.
So last thing is, it's really important to understand, Gloria, that there's no overdraft fees here. People say, well, how do I get money onto that card? Well, you're actually going to put money into an FDIC insured checking account with one of our community bank partners. We don't deal with the big regional banks. We uplift the community banks. We work with minority owned banks, and the community banks across our country have just been devastated. About 250 closed down per year. So we can really benefit them by basically giving them customers, hey, we want your FDIC insurance. We want to work with you. We want you to plug in to our ecosystem.
Yeah.
And then people just simply do a ACH transfer from their primary bank account to their Transact Card bank account. Start off with $20, $10 if you're skeptical.
That's right.
And then what you'll find, Gloria, is you start having Z-Bucks anxiety. You don't want to go out and purchase anything without
that. I know.
And you know how it goes. So yeah, it's going to be such a blessing to so many Americans to show them a way to just stretch their dollar so much further than what they're able to do right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we've had a couple of questions, and one of them is, can you use it at a credit union?
Yeah, well, you could actually, credit unions, you can actually link to the Transact Card checking account, and you just transfer money from your primary account securely, no exchange fees, no transaction fees. And you just transfer as little or as much as you want into your Transact Card checking account. Again, it's FDIC insured, federally regulated. And then you can link up to 5 of these Transact cards. Think of it like a debit card. There's no overdraft fees, none of that. You can link up to 5 cards. So Gloria, my wife's got one. My 13-year-old has one. My 12-year-old has one. And my 8-year-old daughter has one. And I just set different limits on them. She gets $10 a day to spend. My boys get a little bit more. And then here's what's really great. Every time somebody swipes that card anywhere in the world, Visa's accepted, I get a text notification that this purchase was made at this location. I get an email notification. I can log into my banking back office 24/7. I can see the transaction. I can see the Z-Bucks accruing. If there's any fraud activity, you can immediately log in, deactivate your card, but it's very, very secure. So in the sense, is it a prepaid card? Well, it can only pull money out from what's in your checking account. So if you have $100 in there, you can spend up to $100 in transactions. You can't spend a penny more than that. So it'll never be an overdraft fee or charge.
Well, on that note, we're going to just take a brief commercial break, and we'll be right back with a couple of more questions. And I'm really enjoying these questions because that opens it up even more for more dialogue.
Bring them on. Bring on those questions. I'll answer them all.
I survived being shot point blank range with a sawed-off shotgun. Join me and share your story of survival. Only $33.33. Book drops in October.
Stereotypes, they got to go. I'ma mess around and flip the scene into reverse. With what? With a little touch of ladies first. Ladies first. Ladies first. Ladies first. Ladies first. Ladies first.
Yeah, there's gonna be some changes made here.
Who said that the lady?
I saw your head move. I saw your head. I saw that.
Hey, your audience is not ready for these dance moves, Gloria. They didn't pay enough to get on here for that.
Yeah, we will get back to the business at hand. And one of the questions was, and you answered it because your children have the Transact card, and as young as 8 years old. So Black Diamond answered the question, and there it is. Your youngsters can utilize it as well, and that's a wonderful thing because you start a child early, and they'll get the concept of what it means to save and what it means to be responsible. Because $10 doesn't go as far as it used to. And with your daughter having a $10, well, I wanted to get a $10. Okay, well, it's gone. But you're not going to put in more. Not today.
That's right. That's right.
Not today. So, and this next question: can your employee if you're an employee, can you put your pay on the card?
Actually, you absolutely can. That's going to be a big initiative for us after we officially launch. And by that, I mean, right now we're in a beta test, a pre-launch. We've got about 20,000 people in our ecosystem already. So we're just scaling the customer service technology, but we already have big municipalities and huge companies that want to do their entire payroll on the Transact card. Okay.
Yes.
And then, Gloria, I'm sure people would like to know, what's the catch? Who's this guy coming on your show? I mean, there's no catch. It's $25 to get a Transact card, $25. And if you join before November 12th, you never, ever, ever have to pay the $25 annual renewal. Anybody that's a friend of Gloria on the show, if you get a card and you don't love it, I will personally give you your $25 back. But it's even better because as a pioneer, as a beta tester, we're actually going to double your Z-Bucks starting now until November of 2024. So instead of gassing up your car, getting 70 Z-Bucks, you would get 140 Z-Bucks. And we haven't even talked about the flash sales where every day we have Louis Vuitton purses, we have phones, we have electric scooters, we have all kinds of wonderful things. And the difference with flash sale items is your cash isn't good on those. It's first come, first serve. You order it, you spend all Z-Bucks, you pay $8 shipping, handling, and those arrive. So Gloria, what about the business opportunity? You think anybody would be interested in the franchise opportunity?
I really do. And you took the words literally right out of my mouth. You know, I was going in a flow, but that's okay. And we have one more question before we segue into that. And the question is, does the card offer cash back? And that's an interesting concept, cash back, because no, you go ahead.
Yeah. You know, the best credit card I have is my American Express. I get 3.5% cash back. So I spend $100 on my American Express card. I get $3.50. And if I don't pay it off at the end of the month, I get destroyed with the APR interest. So imagine a different paradigm shift. What if I used my Transact card and bought something for $100, but I get 100, in this case, 200 Z-Bucks. I used 50 of those Z-Bucks to pay down the price of shoes, socks, a purse, a phone, whatever the hundreds of thousands, millions of items on our Z Club will be. I can't imagine any credit card that's got more real world value than that. Just again, I use the shoe example. I just say $50 on one purchase. Now, there is something interesting that we're going to start after November. Everybody who's got a Transact card, Gloria, they're also going to have their very own Power Savings account. How cool that we can help more Americans create a nest egg long term. So as you're out swiping your card, as you're out shopping at some of your favorite restaurants, if you choose to do the round up feature, kind of like Acorn has, you can round each purchase up to the nearest whole dollar. All that money goes into this nest egg that's tied to a public REIT. That's a real estate investment trust that's highly regulated. The last 5 years, they've averaged about an 8 to 10% return. And you leave that money in and it just compounds over time for many years. You can still get access to it, but we really want people to not make the mistake that so many of us have made, myself, where you have money one day and then it's all gone the next day and you're stressed out and then you're going back up the peak and right back down to the valley. So everybody will have their own Power Save account to enhance financial literacy. So hope that answers that question.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And now to the good stuff. Well, I can't say for me, I'll just speak for myself, but we're going to move right on to the benefits of having not only the Transact card, but there is a business opportunity attached to it. And I am involved in it already. So I'll just let you know that off the bat. And I am very glad that I am involved in it. So go ahead, Eric, let us know about that.
Yeah. Well, first thing I'll say is, like, if you're not open to making more money, that's totally cool, but still get a card. Okay. $25, Eric Allen, money back guarantee. Get your card with Gloria. Those of you who are open to a legitimate business, and when I say legitimate, I mean, we're going to legally call ourselves a franchise here by time we officially launch. So, Gloria, I've always said, for the last 10 years, I've been saying this to so many people. I said, do you know what the holy grail of entrepreneurship would be? And like, what, Eric? And I said, if somebody could ever figure out a way for us to make money every single time the people we love, we care about, our communities, our networks, our churches, everybody we're connected to. If somebody could figure out a way for us to make money every time they go out and buy those everyday items that they want or have to pay for multiple times a day, every day for the rest of their lives, the gas, the groceries, the donuts, the coffees, the Costco, date night, cable bill, whatever. And, people are like, yeah, that would be great. Well, that's an idea whose time has come because of Transact Card's relationship with the community banks and with Visa. We're able to pay out a lot of those interchange fees. Okay. If you ever notice, when you go to a lot of places now, they say, well, if you don't spend at least $20, we got to have cash. That's because the merchant has to pay usually 2, 3, 4% if you decide to use a card. And that 2, 3, 4% gets cut up amongst, the processor, the banks, all these different places. Well, we're able to pay out a lot of those interchange fees to our entrepreneurs, our franchisees. We call them digital branch offices. And if you've always wanted to own your own real business, imagine, just set back. I like to look at blue ocean opportunities, Gloria. And when I looked at this, I said, no, wait a minute. If that's real, if we can show people how to double their buying power with Z-Bucks, why wouldn't millions and millions of Americans potentially get a Transact card? And I really think that's going to happen.
Oh, I know it is. I believe it.
I think it's actually going to be tens of millions.
I believe it. I do.
And I said, no, wait a minute. You're going to pay out a little piece. They're called basis points. Mm-hmm. So you're telling me every time a swipe happens somewhere in the United States of America or Puerto Rico or Guam or anywhere somebody's got a card that has a social security number, every time a swipe happens, somebody is going to make 6 cents, 12 cents, 14 cents, 32 cents every single time a swipe happens. I said, I'm in. I have to. I don't care how busy I am. I said, honey, I love you, but this is like one of those disruptive, significant moments that doesn't come around too often. And that's what's so great. So we'd invite you, those of you who are looking, maybe praying open to a side hustle, a real business, a home-based business, definitely get with Gloria and myself. You know, we can send you videos, we can send you all that. But the reality is we're looking for those digital branch offices around the country that want to help us acquire customers that are what we call card members, Transact card members. And you just got to get the word out. Say, hey, you should get this Transact card. Hey, you should get this Transact card. Here's what you get for it. It's $25. And every time they go out and start making a purchase, every time they swipe it, you get a piece of those interchange fees. And it can be absolutely, it'll keep you up at night, Gloria, if that really sinks in, because you can build your own digital branch community. You can attract other entrepreneurs that want to build their own customer base, and all those swipes are happening. They can be connected back to your digital branch office.
Absolutely.
Cha-ching every time.
Absolutely. And this is what I needed you to explain, because I get excited and I will probably forget 35% of what I know to say during a presentation like this. But the interesting part with me is the fact that it is so simple to do. I have been let me go back to Amway. So that's how long I have been dealing with this kind of thing. But this came across, and the only regret that I have is the fact that when it was first introduced to me, it was like, yeah, whatever. And then I had an epiphany or a revelation, whatever you want to call it. And it was like, duh. And that's what happened. I mean, that's what came in my head. Like, really? So you're going to use this just like you use anything else, and you're going to get double your money. And now you get double your money because you get double Z-Bucks. And for the $25, and now between now and November, it's a lifetime. Come on. I just and I finally understood with so many things that I've done, I finally understood what no-brainer really means.
Right. And
Transact card, no-brainer. And the only thing I would say, because we're getting ready to wrap this up, because we do have someplace else to be in a minute or two. And that lets you know how interested I am, because I'm leaving my show to find out what the other information is going to be. But I appreciate this very much. And if you have any closing comments, this has been wonderful. The sharing that you have done, and Transact just makes sense.
Amen. Gloria, here's what I would leave people with. Like, we've all got our own story, right? And if you've lived long enough, you got a lot of highs in your life, a lot of lows, and everything in between, personally, professionally, spiritually. That's just the name of the game. That's what we sign up for with this thing called life. And first thing I would say is, please get a Transact card. If you don't love it, find my information. I'll give you $25 back. But, obviously everything rises and falls on leadership. when I was the first to kind of join as a field leader here, as a digital branch office, I was kind of the first one to join. I told the co-founders, Peter and Richard, tremendous guys, hearts of gold.
Yes.
I said, you know what? I feel confident that the story's good enough. We're going to bring in lots of people. I said, but my challenge is going to be, I'm more about quality over quantity. See, I've been in situations where something can be amazing, but the wrong people come into it and they're not in it for the right reasons. They're in it for self-interest. It's all about making money, using people. And I'm really, really trying hard. And I think, Gloria, you can attest, like, we've got about 9,000 digital branch offices in just the last 6 months. I'm not that good, even on my best day, to do that on my own, but the story is good enough to captivate the minds and hearts of the right people. And I do believe a message delivered long enough falls upon the right ears. And what I would ask you is, if you are a good person or if you're striving to become a better person, I really don't care if you're a big builder here or not. I just want who you are, your character, your values, your integrity, because we are really taking pride in the culture that we're building.
Yes.
We have 18-year-olds that are rocking and rolling here. We've got 94-year-olds. We've got everything, everyone in between.
78-year-olds.
Yes. And you belong here. It's like, why not you? You know, why not step out on a little bit of faith? You don't have to see the whole staircase to take the first couple steps. But I'll tell you what,
one step at a time.
if you'll stay close to the fire with me and Gloria, the rest of the leaders, all the live presentations, recordings, trainings, we have a very simple system that you can plug into. And we would say, hey, why not you? Why not now? What if this can be the one that helped manifest a lot of your hopes and dreams that you've had on your heart and God put there for a reason? So that's what I would leave them with. And I look forward to welcoming you to the Transact Card family in whatever way makes the most sense.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I will say this, for my maiden podcast, I think this has been tremendous. And I thank you for being my first guest, because this is going to it's like it's catching on and it's becoming, and this is a horrible analogy, but it's true, like a wildfire. And people are understanding the concept. And conceptual, when people understand the concept of something and they realize that it's not like anything else that you have in your wallet or anything else that you would ever imagine, that's what this is about. So you can contact me, and if you need some more information, I know where Eric is. I do.
Find me.
So I thank everyone so much for this. And I want to say in closing that I would like for everyone to live according to Deuteronomy 28, 1-14. That is my prayer for all of you. And I want everyone to have a very, very fruitful weekend, because it's headed toward the weekend. And if anyone is interested, and you all should be, in the Transact Card, let me know. Let me know. And if I didn't put any information, all you have to do is Google me. Trust me, you can find Gloria Anderson Little. Just Google me. I'm good. And Eric, thank you again. Thank you so much again. And I will see you in a few minutes.
Gloria, you're a blessing. I'm going to jump on that next Zoom here, young lady. God bless you and all your listeners.
God bless you too. All right. Bye-bye.
Blessings, everyone, and thank you for joining me this evening on my podcast, Take Your Life Back or Power to Live for Your Purpose. I am Gloria Anderson Littlewalker, the doctor of getting it done. Here is where your life will be infused with positive enlightenment and